Eternal Heart Chapter 1442 to Chapter 1448. A few battleships that had been sailing through the void had originally been in pursuit of the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. However, at this moment, they had stopped in midair. Most of the upper echelon members of the factions were here, including the heavily injured Heaven's Legacy race. A sovereign god. He still managed to recover his peak strength. The Heaven's Legacy race leader lamented. All was silent and sorrowful. Facing a sovereign god, everyone felt a sense of helplessness. Heaven's Legacy race leader, is there no way for the entire origin world to deal with a sovereign god? A low god furrowed his brows and asked agitatedly. Perhaps, there is. The Heaven's Legacy race leader answered with uncertainty. A sovereign god was powerful, but they were still at the Heaven Combining Realm. It was hard to say if all the Heaven Combining Realm experts of the origin world could stop the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor or defeat him. Perhaps there was a chance of survival, but it could also be a complete defeat. Apart from that, there were the God-fiend parts. Didn't Xianxia return? Where is he? The race leader asked. Xianxia asked me about the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. He should be on his way to kill him. The second elder answered. Hurry and tell him to retreat. If he really encounters the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor, he will die. The Heaven's Legacy race leader shouted with wide eyes. The Diablo Precantator race ancestor had been killed without being able to resist. The invincible higher gods of the ancient god race and the winged race had also been heavily injured by the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor and were being pursued. If the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor discovered Xianxia, he would do everything in his power to kill this hidden threat. Send my orders to the other races to support the ancient god race leader and the emissary. Gather the strength of the entire origin world and fight the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. The Heaven's Legacy race leader had a grave expression. After the meeting, he asked the first elder, is there still no news of the last god-fiend part? No. The first elder shook his head. Continue searching. If the origin world's gods cannot defeat the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor, our last hope is the power of a Chaos God-fiend king. The race leader left after giving his orders. The Chaos God-fiend king's hopes were too slim. The God-demon king's body was simply too good at concealing itself, or perhaps it had been destroyed. After so many years, the Heaven's Legacy race had never heard anything from it. 10 days later. Almost all the experts of the main world, including those at the Immortal Realm, had gathered together. A total of 20 battleships flew across the sky. At this moment. Whoosh! Whoosh! 2 streaks of white light pierced through the void at an unparalleled speed, heading straight for the warship. It's Lord Messenger God. A low god of the winged race sensed the power of the 8-winged god race's bloodline and looked at one of the holy white lights. At the same time, the members of the ancient god clan also felt the aura of the clan leader's bloodline. From one of the warships, a middle-aged man wearing a dragon-patterned white robe flew out. An intimidating dragon might spread out in all directions, causing one's blood to tremble. Where are the others? The white-robed middle-aged man, Jade Spirit God, asked. The White Dragon clan of the Dragon clan lived in the sea. Jade Spirit Mountain was the ancestor of the White Dragon clan. He was also a high god and had just arrived here not long ago. All dead. The ancient god clan patriarch said. At this moment, his face was pale and he did not have the slightest bit of domineering and imposing aura. He looked extremely pathetic. The messenger at the side was even more heavily injured. There was a bloody hole in his chest. All dead? Everyone's hearts trembled when they heard this. In other words, nearly 10 immortal state almighties had died. Tragically during this period of time. Are the supreme gods really that strong? Someone asked with a trembling voice. Boom! Suddenly, the sky and earth in the distance turned pitch black, and a terrifying pressure suddenly came over. Almost all the almighties of the origin world on the 20 warships looked into the distance with solemn expressions. He's here. A hint of fear flashed in the eyes of the ancient god clan leader. The 10 days of pursuit was the most painful experience of his life. He was completely unable to resist the power of a supreme god. Even if he joined forces with the messenger, the result would not change at all. Buzz, black light surged, and a figure appeared. He stood on a black lotus platform with his hands behind his back and slowly approached. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor had arrived. In front of him, the 20 warships all activated their arrays and weapons. Many figures flew out, all of them were famous legendary almighties of the origin world. Everyone is here? The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor's vertical eyes flashed as he scanned the battlefield. He instantly knew that there were a total of 10 higher gods and 52 intermediate gods. As for the lower gods, who cared how many there were? Among the 10 higher gods, the ancient god clan leader and the messenger were both heavily injured. Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor, are you sure you want to become enemies with us and the entire origin world? Jade Spirit God of the White Dragon race shouted. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor had indeed become a supreme god. But his side represented the power of the entire origin world and even the entire universe. Kakik, I haven't received this kind of treatment in a long time. How nostalgic. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor laughed. If it was an ordinary higher god becoming a supreme god, they would not become enemies with the entire universe. But the Sky Demon God clan that the Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor belonged to had destroyed countless universes, many of which were even more powerful than this one. He had done this many times and was already familiar with it. Whoosh, the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus under the Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor's feet suddenly rushed out. He had recovered his peak strength and struck first. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor wanted to become enemies with the world. Everyone in the origin world was shocked. Over the past few days, they had gained a deep understanding of this peerless divine artifact. There was probably no other divine artifact in the origin world that could compare to it. Boom, the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus released a frightening power. The Demon Sky Divine Flame, which was ranked first on the True Fire Spiritual Flame list, was released, and the demonic flame spread in all directions. In a breath's time, a demonic flame lotus thousands of feet wide appeared around the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus. It slowly burned and became more solid. It was like a lotus of death from hell, emitting a frightening aura. Everyone in the origin world flew backward, maintaining a distance from the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus. At the same time, many Immortal Realm experts flew out, planning to attack the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus from afar. Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, World Destruction. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor suddenly activated his secret technique. The demonic flame lotus thousands of feet wide shone with a pitch-black light, illuminating the world. Retreat! The Heavenly Legacy clan leader shouted hurriedly. Everyone also sensed that something was wrong and quickly retreated. But the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus was also advancing rapidly. Rumble, the demonic flame Black Lotus bloomed, and the destructive demon Sky Divine Flame swept out in all directions, burning everything in the world. The power of the demon Sky Divine Flame pierced through the physical and spiritual planes, and nothing could escape its burning. What a terrifying destructive power! Jade Spirit God was extremely shocked. This was the first time he had seen the power of a supreme god, and it was many times more powerful than he had imagined. The power of this attack was something that even many higher gods working together would find hard to block. But the sudden attack of the Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor prevented them from working together to stop it. Right now, they could only retreat and defend. 3 breaths later, the power of the explosion was still spreading, sweeping out tens of thousands of miles. The void was also burned, and the shattered space spread out, causing the surrounding tens of thousands of miles to become unstable. If it was in a lower realm, the power of this attack could easily destroy the entire realm. After the explosion, only 12 of the 20 battleships remained. Countless experts had died, and 5 middle gods had died. Even quite a few high gods had been injured. Kakik! The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor came to the center of the explosion and stood on the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus. At this moment, this divine artifact seemed dim and lightless. In reality, facing so many powerful enemies, the Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor was very cautious. He had suddenly attacked, not hesitating to use the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, to use a powerful killing move, just to scatter the enemy's formation and then defeat them one by one. The Chaos Destruction Evil Ancestor stepped on the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, and suddenly attacked the messenger god. Die! The messenger god had suffered some light injuries in the explosion just now. Added to the heavy injuries it had suffered earlier, it was even weaker now. Seeing the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor coming, it did not dare to fight and immediately fled. Four Corners Lotus Annihilation. The Chaos Destruction evil ancestor's eyes were deep and murderous, and his hand formed into a claw. The void around the messenger god immediately twisted, and dozens of void cracks tore open, forming the shape of four lotuses, surrounding the messenger god. Faced with the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor's all-out attack, the heavily injured messenger god could not resist, and its injuries worsened. The spatial cracks around it twisted further, finally forming a huge lotus that swallowed the messenger god. Bang! The messenger god's body exploded, torn into dozens of pieces. The battle had just begun, and a higher god of the origin world had fallen. Kakik, again! The Chaos Destruction evil ancestor laughed loudly, and the monstrous demonic might of a supreme god shook the void. He began killing again. In reality, in terms of strength, the origin world could contend with a supreme god. But the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor was used to big scenes, and he did not hesitate. He attacked first, using a powerful killing move to shock everyone. Then, he attacked like lightning, killing an enemy expert, and further intimidating them. In this way, he grasped the initiative. Within the insect race's camp, a man with a huge black shell on his back rushed out with a terrified expression. Ancient fiend god patterns faintly appeared on the black shell on his back. Hurry and retreat. You are a middle god, don't get too close. The Chaos Destruction evil ancestor can kill you with a casual attack. At this time, a good insect race friend stopped the black-shelled man. Bang! An explosion occurred. In front of the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor, a wood race middle god's body rapidly withered and finally shattered. Another middle god had fallen. Kill! Kill! The Chaos Destruction evil ancestor was like a god of slaughter. He fell into madness, and his killing intent was shocking. As a supreme god, he far surpassed a higher god in all aspects, and the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor's strongest point was his terrifying attack power. This made his killing ability extremely shocking. In the distance, the auras of two god realm experts rapidly approached. The battle has begun. The witch god exclaimed. Is this the power of a supreme god? Xianxia's eyes saw the scene on the battlefield clearly. The Chaos Destruction evil ancestor rushed into the origin world's camp, and relying on the advantage of a supreme god, he pushed his speed to the limit. Every attack had the destructive power to severely injure or even kill a higher god. He began a crazy killing spree. Although the origin world had many people, their formation was in chaos. Go! Xianxia shouted, resolutely deciding to participate in the battle. Although he knew that the Chaos Destruction evil ancestor would focus on him, if the origin world was slaughtered, he would not be able to escape death. At this moment, there was still a chance of survival. The origin world's formation was in chaos. If they regained their morale and were united, they would not lose so easily. Moreover, Xianxia sensed that the last fiend god part was here. The last god fiend part was here. But the battlefield was too chaotic, and Xianxia could not determine its exact location. He did not have the time to slowly search for it. Whoosh! Whoosh! Xianxia and the sorcerer god headed straight for the battlefield. Chaos Origin Divine Palm. Without another word, Xianxia activated the power of the god fiend king's right arm. Chaos Origin Divine Power condensed in his palm, and he thrust it forward. The world darkened as a vast and domineering palm of divine power held forward. He had perfected the space laws and comprehended the time laws. This palm pierced through the void and descended. By the time the Chaos Destruction demon ancestor reacted, it was too late to dodge. Swish! The lotus leaves of the Chaos Destruction demon lotus flashed with dark light and floated into the air, shooting out sharp beams of destructive light that pierced through the Chaos Origin Divine Palm. This divine artifact had used up too much of its origin energy to unleash a powerful killing move, but it was still no weaker than an ordinary grade 3 divine artifact. Moreover, this divine artifact had both offense and defense and was extremely lethal. It was also one of the Chaos Destruction demon ancestor's trump cards. Xianxia? The Chaos Destruction demon ancestor looked at Xianxia, his killing intent surging. He clearly knew that Xianxia had 8 God-fiend parts on him. He was just short of the last one, and there was hope for him to regain the power of a Chaos God-fiend king and become a supreme god. How could the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor ignore such a threat? Die. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor immediately changed targets. With a roar, his divine might and killing intent roiled and shook the heavens. Vanquishing God Lotus. He formed a hand seal, causing the void to distort. Waves of black light with destructive intent appeared. Black lotus flowers immediately appeared in the void. They were only the size of a palm, but there were nearly 1,000 of them. Whoosh whoosh, the black lotus flowers containing destructive energy descended and floated toward Xianxia. Xianxia, retreat. The Heaven's Legacy Race Grand Elder exclaimed. Retreat. Xianxia immediately retreated, not daring to clash with the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. A casual attack from the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was fatal to a superior god, let alone his killing move. Whoosh, Xianxia circulated the power of the God-fiend monarch's feet. Black and white streams of light swirled around his legs as he transformed into a black and white beam of light and vanished. With his current cultivation base, he could unleash the speed of a higher god if he activated his God-fiend king legs with all his might. Hoo-hoo, more than 1,000 black lotuses followed closely behind, each of them emitting a frightening killing intent. But Xianxia's speed was too fast. After activating the feat of the Divine Demon King, his figure seemed to have vanished. Some of the mid-gods present found it difficult to capture his shadow. You can't escape. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's face was cold and indifferent. He was determined to kill Xianxia. He chased after Xianxia on the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, and when he unleashed his full speed, he actually surpassed Xianxia, who had the legs of a god king. After all, he was a supreme god, and his power was comparable to that of a chaotic divine demon king at his peak. On the other hand, Xianxia did not have the complete power of a chaotic divine demon king. They're coming. Xianxia tensed up as he felt the threat of death. His hair stood on end. Anyone in the Origin world would tremble in fear when facing the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's pursuit. However, Xianxia was not fighting alone. There were many Origin world almighties present. While Xianxia attracted the attention of the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, they reorganized their formation and attacked. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was unparalleled in all aspects. His speed was slightly faster than Xianxia, but his speed would definitely be affected when facing the attacks of dozens of Heavenly Fusion Realm experts. As a result, his speed was on par with Xianxia's. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor would not be able to succeed in a short time, and the surrounding Origin world almighties were constantly attacking him. Attack! Kill this evil demon! Several Heavenly Fusion Realm experts of the Winged Race shouted angrily. The death of the Winged Race's invincible higher god, the Messenger God, could shake the Winged Race's position in the Origin world. This made them hate the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor to the bone. Kill! Many experts of the Origin world attacked with all their might, crazily attacking. The battle spread for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Everywhere it passed, the void cracked, the earth shattered, and everything was destroyed. Good, Xianxia's appearance has temporarily restrained the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, allowing us to adjust. The Heaven's Legacy Race had revealed a look of joy. Xianxia's speed, defense, and survivability were all outstanding. It would be difficult for the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor to kill Xianxia while the Origin world gods were obstructing him. Of course, one must not underestimate the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. He had already suffered a few times. If Xianxia was really killed by the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, the Heaven's Legacy Race head would regret it for the rest of his life. If this continues, the situation is not good for me. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor narrowed his eyes. At this moment, he was surrounded by the Origin world gods. If his defense was even slightly careless, he would be injured. However, he was not willing to let Xianxia off so easily. It seems that I have underestimated these people. However, you have chased me for nearly 5 months. If I do not take revenge for this, if I do not kill all of you, won't I, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, be tarnished? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor pondered, but his murderous intent did not change. Instead, it became even more resolute. Kakik, since that is the case, let's go big this time. Kill. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor suddenly shouted. He activated the demonic sky race bloodline with all his might, and the origin of destruction hidden deep within it was further stimulated. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's body grew to a height of 1,000 feet. He was boundlessly imposing and domineering, killing and destruction intertwined. The demonic sky race's amplification secret art can increase one's attack power by 2 or 3 times in a short period of time. The Heaven's Legacy race head's eyes widened. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's greatest strength was his destructive power. Now that he was using the demonic sky race's secret art, how powerful was he? According to what the Heaven's Legacy race head knew, this secret art had a certain side effect. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was still in a good situation, but he was still using the secret art at all costs. It was simply crazy. All the God Realm cultivators who were chasing after the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor felt that the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor had become even more dangerous. Their divine souls and bloodlines could not help but tremble, and their speed decreased slightly. Jinyu also felt the same. In this state, no one would probably be able to block a single move from the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's solemn face was filled with murderous intent. As he waved his arms, a vast dark destructive storm was created, and thousands of pitch-black lotus flowers scattered in all directions. Among them, close to 100 black lotuses flew towards Jinyu. Pung 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 pung, in the next instant, all the destructive black lotuses exploded. The power was so terrifying that it caused everyone's expression to change, and they fled for their lives. The void was torn apart, and the dark and violent power shattered everything in the world. Jinyu felt a fatal threat, and he immediately activated the Chaos God Fiend body. Otherwise, he might be killed by the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. Boom, the shocking explosion did not dissipate for a long time. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor stood proudly in the void. His surroundings were cold, dark, and empty. His sudden eruption this time caused countless casualties. Everyone from the origin world retreated tens of thousands of miles away, their faces pale. Jinyu activated the Chaos God Fiend body, but he was also slightly injured, and there were several wounds on the surface of his body. A supremacy god is really unstoppable. When a supremacy god goes all out, it is even more terrifying. In the distance, the witch god was heavily injured, and he was covered in blood as he sighed. Die. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's gaze landed on a heavily injured higher god of the insect race. His eyes shot out 2 beams of dark destructive light that contained a powerful destructive will that penetrated the physical and spiritual planes. The heavily injured higher god of the insect race immediately fled, and he dodged one of the destructive light beams, but he was hit by the second one. Pung, his head was penetrated, and his divine soul and body gradually shattered and dissipated. He was completely destroyed. Every attack of the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was extremely powerful after using the secret technique. Immediately after, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor targeted 2 middle gods of the insect race. He attacked with quick thunder, and a dark light wave thousands of feet long rushed out. Now, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor first killed the easy ones to kill, reducing the number of enemies, and then he would have no worries. No, I don't want to die. Run. The 2 middle gods of the insect race cried out in fear, but how could they escape from the killer of a supremacy god? There were also supreme higher gods at the side who could support them. At this time, a black-shelled insect race male walked out. He sighed and said, "Sigh, the origin world is facing a calamity. I can't retreat anymore." An ancient and mysterious pattern appeared on his body, and it became clearer and clearer. A god-fiend aura surged out. This is? The Heaven's Legacy Patriarch instantly sensed it and looked over. The aura of a god-fiend spare part. The Grand Elder was also shocked. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was also attracted. There were very few things in this world that could make him worry, and god-fiend spare parts were one of them. Boom, the god-fiend patterns on the black-shelled man's body left the surface of his body and floated in the void, releasing black and white flowing light that outlined an incomparably huge torso. That torso gradually grew arms, legs, and a head. It was like a primordial god-fiend, standing tall in front of the two insect race beings. Pung, the 1,000-foot-long light wave of destruction smashed over. The god-fiend phantom's body swayed, and cracks appeared on the surface of its body, but it blocked the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's attack. That is, the Chaos God-fiend body. Qinyu was shocked as he stared at the god-fiend phantom. Although the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor didn't use his full strength, it's not something that can be easily blocked. Such a strong defense can only be achieved by the chaotic god-fiend body, and only the torso of a god-fiend king can produce such power. The Heaven's Legacy Patriarch was also shocked. The last god-fiend spare part was actually right beside him. Among the god-fiend spare parts, the god-fiend king's torso had the strongest defense, and it could activate the Chaos God-fiend body. Qinyu's Chaos God-fiend body had slowly evolved from the Chaos body, but the black-shelled man had the God-fiend king's torso, and it could directly activate this kind of constitution. Brother Sun, what's wrong? What spare part is this? One of the rescued insect race beings stared at the black-shelled man in disbelief. The black-shelled man was a god-fiend of the insect race, and he usually did not participate in anything. He was an extremely ordinary and inconspicuous type. It was said that he had been in seclusion for more than 300,000 years after breaking through to the Heaven Fusion realm, and the insect race had almost forgotten about his existence. No one expected him to have a god-fiend spare part on him. Not only that, the black-shelled man's cultivation level was not that of an intermediate deity, but that of a higher deity. No one knew when he had broken through to the higher deity realm, but he had been hiding it from the insect race, and no one knew. He was too good at hiding it. The God-fiend king's torso. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor also recognized this God-fiend spare part, and then looked at Qinyu. At this moment, 9 God-fiend spare parts were gathered here. Kikik, die. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was extremely excited, and his killing intent surged as he stared at the black-shelled man. As long as he destroyed this God-fiend spare part, the Chaos God-fiend King's power would never appear again. The black-shelled man suddenly blocked the attack of the Demon Ancestor of Chaos, surprising everyone. Why don't I remember this immortal state warrior? Since when was there a high god in the main world? Most of the people present had no impression of the black-shelled man. Even some immortal state warriors of the insect race were unfamiliar with him. But the appearance of the black-shelled man gave them some hope. Right at that moment. Boom, the demon ancestor of chaos brought with him endless black waves, crushing everything in the world as he closed in on the black-shelled man. Hurry up and retreat. The black-shelled man frowned, his eyes filled with fear as he said to the 2 intermediate gods of the insect race. Die, he he he. The demon ancestor of chaos laughed. Compared to Qinyu, the black-shelled man who only had 1 divine demon part was undoubtedly easier to deal with. Once the black-shelled man died and the divine demon king's body was destroyed, Qinyu would no longer be a threat because he would not be able to obtain the power of a supreme god. Don't even think about it. The 2 high gods next to him immediately supported the black-shelled man. One of them was Goddess Divine Sound. No matter what, they could not continue to lose high gods. Get lost. The black waves around the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's body suddenly erupted, rushing over like a tsunami, its might shocking the surroundings. Facing the demon ancestor of chaos, Goddess Divine Sound, who had just become a high god, felt like an ant facing a giant elephant. She could not help but feel fear. She and the other high god attacked resolutely. The divine melody was accompanied by a scarlet and scorching sword rainbow as they met the attack head-on. Boom boom boom, the 2 high gods clashed head-on with the demon ancestor of chaos. The killing move formed by the divine song was instantly shattered, and the red sword aura was also knocked away. The demon ancestor of chaos was too strong after using the secret enhancement technique. He was able to suppress the attacks of the 2 high gods head-on. Why don't you attack with us? Goddess Divine Sound could not help but ask the black-shelled man. If the 3 high gods attacked together, they might be able to withstand the attack of the demon ancestor of chaos. I'm better at defense. The black-shelled man's answer made Goddess Divine Sound speechless. Bang! In the end, the Chaos Extermination Demon Ancestor's attack landed on the God-fiend phantom once more. Instantly, a hole was blasted open. Cracks spread throughout the entire gigantic God-fiend phantom as though it was about to collapse. The black-shelled man gritted his teeth as blood seeped out from the corner of his mouth. He activated the power of the God-fiend king's torso. The God-fiend phantom that was about to shatter condensed again. The black-shelled man shouted, "I can still hold on. Attack him quickly." Seeing that the black-shelled man was able to withstand the attack once again, the surrounding gods couldn't help but be surprised. Thus, they rearranged their positions and launched a joint attack. Xianxia suddenly charged over as well. In the chaotic fiend god body state, his battle prowess was already at the level of an elite high god. He didn't get too close. Instead, he came to the side of the black-shelled man and struck out with both palms. Two divine palms of chaos surged out. "You also have a chaotic god-fiend body?" The black-shelled man looked at Xianxia in surprise. Xianxia did not know how to explain. Almost everyone knew that he had the chaotic god-fiend body, but the owner of the god-fiend king's torso did not know. "You haven't been in seclusion all this time, right?" Xianxia joked. Unexpectedly, the black-shelled man nodded seriously and admitted it. "Sir, give me the god-fiend parts in your hands. I already have 8 god-fiend parts. As long as I obtain the god-fiend king's torso, I will have collected all the god-fiend parts. Only then will I have a chance to fight against the chaos destruction demon ancestor." Xianxia took the initiative to make a request. "You have 8 god-fiend parts?" The black-shelled man was extremely shocked. Then, he frowned, his eyes filled with strong suspicion. He was unwilling to hand over the god-fiend king's torso to Xianxia. At this moment, the chaos destruction demon ancestor broke out of the encirclement and launched another attack on the black-shelled man. A huge pitch-black lotus spun as it descended. The destructive power contained within it was released instantly. Darkness invaded the world. Rumble, this time, the god-fiend phantom was quickly destroyed. The black-shelled man spat out a mouthful of blood and immediately said, "Retreat." At this moment, Xianxia also activated the chaotic god-fiend body. As long as he did not receive the special attention of the chaos destruction demon ancestor, he would be fine. However, he discovered that the black-shelled man was indeed interesting. As a high god and the owner of the god-fiend parts, the only thing he knew was to defend and retreat. Moreover, the black-shelled man knew nothing about Xianxia. He seemed to be in seclusion and did not know anything about the outside world. The owner of the god-fiend parts seemed to be too conservative and a bit timid. "Where do you think you're going?" The chaos destruction demon ancestor's cold voice rang out. Chi chi chi. Under the control of the chaos destruction demon ancestor, thousands of dark killing arrows pierced through all obstacles. No one could stop them. Not good. The black-shelled man once again activated the power of the god-fiend king's torso, forming a mighty and domineering god-fiend phantom around him. Pung 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 pung, the dark killing arrows bombarded the god-fiend phantom like countless bolts of lightning. The god-fiend phantom lasted less than half a breath before it was pierced through. As the black-shelled man fled, his legs were pierced by several arrows and he was sent flying thousands of feet away. "Kakik, let's see how you can escape now." The chaos destruction demon ancestor's lips curled up. He also realized that the owner of the god-fiend parts seemed to be a little timid. He did not have the demeanor of a higher god and was too easy to deal with. He felt that the black-shelled man was sent to him for him to kill. "Die." His eyes flashed with black light as he lightly spat out a word. Thousands of pitch-black arrows shot down from the sky. They were densely packed, and it was a terrifying sight to behold. A few God Realm reinforcements were also unable to block this attack. They only managed to weaken the power by 40%. The remaining power of this attack was enough to kill the black-shelled man. Swoosh, at this moment, Xianxia activated the God-Fiend King's legs and came to support at an unparalleled speed. Under the state of the chaotic God-Fiend body, he activated the defense of the God-Fiend King's head. Boom, the God-Fiend head phantom was instantly pierced with thousands of holes and shattered. Then, it charged toward Xianxia. Xianxia defended with all his might and used the defense of the chaotic immortal body to resist. He was hit by dozens of arrows, and the vitality in his wounds was destroyed. Black blood flowed out. God-Fiend King's torso, give it to me. Xianxia gritted his teeth and yelled. The black-shelled man looked at Xianxia in a daze. He was shocked by the scene. I have been timid since I was young. After I obtained the torso of the God-fiend king, I was attacked several times and relied on my defense to survive. Since then, I have been more careful and kept a low profile until now. Now, it seems that because of the God-fiend parts, I have been targeted by the chaotic destruction evil ancestor. If you want it, I will give it to you. The black-shelled man finally made up his mind. After listening to the black-shelled man's narration, Xianxia could not help but be stunned. This was really the thinking and method of a timid person. Suddenly, an extremely heavy divine pressure pressed down. The two of you, go to hell together. Seeing that both Xianxia and the black-shelled man were injured, the chaotic destruction evil ancestor planned to kill them both in one go. Go. He activated the chaotic destruction demon lotus again. At this moment, the chaotic destruction demon lotus had recovered some vitality. He released the demonic sky divine flame again and charged toward Xianxia. Everyone, stop the chaotic destruction evil ancestor. Xianxia has cooperated with our Heaven's Legacy race and obtained 8 God-fiend parts. As long as we obtain the torso of the God-fiend king, we will have hope of regaining the power of a chaotic god-demon king and fighting against this evil demon. The Heaven's Legacy race patriarch's roar shook the surroundings. Previously, the Heaven's Legacy race had concealed this information. First, they were afraid that someone would attack Xianxia. Second, they were afraid that the other races of the origin world would feel threatened and join forces against the Heaven's Legacy race. But now that things had developed to this point, there was no need to hide it anymore. What? 8 God-fiend parts? The most mysterious heart of eternity is also in his hands? The gods all looked at Xianxia, some of them greedy. If they were not in danger, who would resist the temptation of the God-fiend parts and not attack Xianxia? In the end, we have to rely on him? The ancient god patriarch looked at Xianxia with a complicated gaze. Now, they truly had no other choice. Only the power of a chaotic god-demon king could stop the chaotic destruction evil ancestor. Whoosh, he immediately attacked. An ancient hammer, shining with holy and holy light, smashed toward the chaotic destruction demon lotus. Jade spirit god, the black demon patriarch, and the other experts also attacked. The chaotic destruction evil ancestor swore to kill Xianxia and the black-shelled man, so he would not allow outsiders to interfere. His body released hundreds of beams of dark light that scattered in all directions. He launched a large-scale attack that affected everything within 100,000 li. Broom. For a moment, the world darkened as a storm wreaked havoc. The battle was too chaotic, and the shockwaves constantly swept out. Just the shockwaves alone injured a large number of the origin world's experts. Within the dark storm, the chaotic destruction demon lotus broke through all the obstacles and slammed toward Xianxia. Bang! The demonic sky divine flame soared into the sky. Everything around it, including all sorts of mental and illusory energy, was turned to ash. You! Meng Qingyun could not help but yell as he rushed over. Don't go over. That's the demonic sky divine flame ranked first on the true fire spirit flame list. If you come into contact with it, you'll die for sure. The Heaven's Legacy race's second elder stopped Meng Qingyun. The terror of the demonic sky divine flame did not need to be explained. Since the start of the war, countless beings had been turned to ash by this flame. Kikik! The chaotic destruction evil ancestor's evil laughter spread out in all directions. The only hidden danger had been resolved, who else could stop him? But the chaotic destruction evil ancestor soon realized that something was wrong. His vertical eyes looked at the destructive black flames, and there was a pitch-black figure moving about. He's not dead yet? The chaotic destruction evil ancestor was shocked. Meng Qingyun, the Grand Elder, and the others also looked over, their anxiety mixed with joy. At the last crucial moment, Xianxia had obtained the God-Demon King's torso and fused it with him. He already had the chaotic God-Fiend body, so the fusion was very smooth. However, it could not be completed instantly. It was just that Xianxia's chaotic God-Fiend body, after the initial fusion with the God-Demon King's torso, rapidly began to transform, and its defensive capabilities increased. That was why Xianxia had not been burned to death by the demonic sky divine flame. As expected of the chaotic God-Fiend body, but it is not in its complete state. Within 5 breaths, you will definitely die. The chaotic destruction evil ancestor said confidently. The surface of Qianyu's body rapidly festered and melted. The chaotic god-fiend body could not completely withstand the attack of the chaotic destruction demon Lotus, especially the demonic sky divine flame. It constantly released destructive power that corroded Qianyu's body. No, I'm only 1 step away. How can I die here? Qianyu roared inwardly. Dong dong. Dong dong dong, under the threat of death, the heart of eternity instantly entered an explosive state. At this last moment, Qianyu went all out and drew out the forbidden power within the heart of eternity. Boom, like a star exploding, the heart of eternity spewed out colorful brilliance, and the world shook violently at this moment. That dreamy and dazzling brilliance fused into Qianyu's body, his divine power was completely restored in an instant, as if it was inexhaustible. His chaotic god-fiend body's self-healing ability doubled, and the charred, festering wounds began to heal. The god-demon king's torso, which had only fused with less than 10% of his body, rapidly fused with Qianyu's body. As the god-demon king's torso fused, Qianyu's chaotic god-fiend body became increasingly powerful. Vaguely, there seemed to be an aura that was superior to all things emanating from his body, shaking everyone's hearts. The chaotic destruction evil ancestor's eyelids twitched. He could not be more familiar with this aura. This was the power of a supreme god. Qianyu had completely activated the origin power within the heart of eternity. That dreamy, illusionary radiance covered his entire body and illuminated the surroundings. The world shook violently and space became extremely unstable. It began to crack inch by inch as if it could not withstand it. What's going on? Qianyu is not dead? What's going on with this frightening power? The surrounding gods were puzzled. Qianyu, who was shrouded by the devil sky divine flame, was slowly healing his charred and festering wounds. He's withstanding the power of the demonic sky divine flame? The second elder of the Heaven's legacy race was confused. At Qianyu's level, even if he used the chaotic god-fiend body, he should not be able to withstand the demonic sky divine flame. His chaotic god-fiend body has become stronger. His cultivation is increasing. The Heaven's legacy race elder's eyes flashed with excitement. Cultivation increasing? Race elder, are you saying that he's breaking into the supreme god level? The first elder's eyes widened. In truth, even if Qianyu had obtained the god-fiend king's body, the Heaven's legacy race would have needed some time to adjust. How could he obtain the power of a chaotic god-fiend king so quickly? At this moment, Qianyu's aura was growing stronger and stronger, gradually surpassing all the superior gods present. The bystanders could not be sure. But as a supreme god, the chaos destruction demon ancestor knew exactly what was happening to Qianyu. Supreme god, no. The chaos destruction demon ancestor roared. Damn it, he had not destroyed the god-fiend body part, nor had he killed Qianyu. He could not allow Qianyu to break into the supreme god level. Rumble, black light surged around the chaos extermination demon ancestor's body, turning into a pitch-black pillar that supported the heavens. It rushed into the blue dome of heaven, and that terrifying aura shook the surroundings, causing one's heart to tremble. The chaos destruction demon ancestor rapidly charged over, controlling the chaos destruction demon Lotus to erupt with pitch-black flames that smashed toward Qianyu like a black meteor. Hurry and stop him! The Heaven's legacy race elder shouted. The gods of the origin world could also see that Qianyu was their hope against the chaos destruction demon ancestor. They could not let him succeed. Kill. Block the demon Lotus of destruction. Many figures closed in on Qianyu. Earth-shaking waves of divine power erupted, blocking the chaos destruction evil ancestor. Scram. The chaos destruction demon ancestor's killing intent was boiling, and his eyes were filled with madness. Every single move he made carried an irresistible might, and he completely displayed the terrifying strength of a supreme god. He was like the source of destruction. Everything within a circumference of several tens of thousands of meters was pitch black. The devastating storm easily tore apart the attacks of the deities of the main world. Dozens of gods were knocked flying backwards, their bodies injured. Even the high gods were knocked flying backwards, vomiting blood. He's too strong. In terms of attack power, we are far inferior to him even if we join hands. The patriarch of the Black Demon clan exclaimed. His attack was like tofu smashing into a boulder, unable to cause any effect and was instantly shattered. Furthermore, the gods did not dare to get too close to the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor for fear that they would be instantly killed. This is the true destructive power of the Devil Sky God race. The Heaven's Legacy Patriarch sighed. There was no need to doubt the strength of the Devil Sky God race. Otherwise, how could the Heaven's Legacy race's original universe space have been destroyed? Under the destructive power of the demonic Sky God race, everything seemed so fragile. Screams and explosions rang out incessantly. The obstruction of the gods of the main world was broken through by the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. 4 middle gods were sacrificed on the spot. When a supreme god went all out, no one could stop them. Die. Devil Sky Divine Seal. The Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor's intimidating vertical eyes burst forth with bone-chilling killing intent. The destructive power in his palm condensed into an ancient pitch-black seal. It was like a demon god from hell had opened its savage mouth. That pitch-black seal carried an invincible destructive will as it charged forward. Go, Destiny Dragon Pearl. The white dragon race's jade spirit god transformed into her true form of a white dragon. Her body was 10,000 feet long and she exuded a jade-white radiance. She opened her mouth and spat out a jade-white pearl of light. This pearl exuded a dense mist of light, and a divine dragon coiled on its surface as it charged toward the Devil Sky Divine Seal. Bang! There was an explosion as the black and white radiance mixed together. Following that, the jade-white pearl of light was sent flying backward, and there were a few tiny cracks on its surface. How could this be? The jade spirit god spat out a mouthful of blood. The destiny dragon pearl that she had nurtured for hundreds of thousands of years was instantly defeated and even damaged. In the next instant, the Devil Sky Divine Seal instantly arrived in front of Qinyu and struck toward his head. Even the jade spirit god's destiny dragon pearl had cracks on it. Could Qinyu's head be harder than this treasure? It would probably be smashed into smithereens in the next moment. Rumble, the explosion set off a ferocious destructive storm. The place was like a land of death, and everything was destroyed. However, the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor saw that the figure inside was still standing. Qinyu was not dead. Within that storm, Qinyu, who was still in the process of breaking through, raised one hand and blocked the Devil Sky Divine Seal. Although his palm was also shattered, it was healing at an astonishing speed. It was obvious that Qinyu's chaotic godfiend body was even stronger now. A crazed look appeared on the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor's face. He thrust his palms forward once more, using 2 Devil Sky Divine Seals to attack with even more ferocious and invincible power. At this moment, a sharp gold and silver divine light shot out of Qinyu's eyes. Rumble, his entire body exploded with a world-shaking aura. A layer of black and white turbulence spread out from his body, forming a storm that dispelled the destructive dark energy. At the last moment, under the effect of the Heart of Eternity, the Godfiend King's body fused even faster. All the Godfiend parts were gathered together, and the energy between them flowed smoothly. Qinyu's body began to change. 2 horns formed on the sides of his head, one black and one white, and they exuded a strange halo. His body grew taller once more, making him seem indomitable and awe-inspiring. The ancient godfiend patterns on his body flashed with white light and formed a divine armor. This is a chaotic godfiend king? The Heaven's Legacy race patriarch stared at this scene in a daze. At this moment, Qinyu was very similar to the chaotic godfiend king recorded in the ancient texts of the Heaven's Legacy race. The higher gods present also felt like they were seeing the chaotic godfiend king that had once shaken the origin world. This is the power of a paramount god? Qinyu sensed the surging divine source in his body and the transformation of his body. Kaboom! 2 demon sky divine seals broke through the shackles of space and rapidly descended. Ordinary middle gods would find it difficult to see the trajectory of these attacks. Qinyu's expression was cold, and vortexes spun in his eyes. He suddenly raised his hands and thrust out 2 lightning-fast palms. Bang! Bang! The black and white light instantly shot out, quickly disappearing from everyone's sight. At the same time, 2 explosions came from 3,000 feet in front of him. Qinyu's 2 palms accurately struck the 2 demon sky divine seals. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, do you still want to do whatever you want? Qinyu coldly shouted, his voice spreading in all directions. You're courting death. You dare to lecture me? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's face was sinister and cold. His heart was already thundering with rage. He had schemed so many times, but in the end, Qinyu still obtained the power of a paramount god. In a one-on-one situation, he was not afraid of Qinyu. Even among the paramount gods, there were still differences in strength. He was a veteran paramount god, but his cultivation had fallen because of serious injuries, while Qinyu had just become a paramount god. There was a gap between the two. But this was the main world, the territory of others. In addition to Qinyu, there were many combining Heaven's Realm cultivators. Die. Qinyu didn't bother to talk nonsense. Facing an existence like the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, he could not be careless. Boom, he threw out a punch, and the black and white light lit up the world, and the void shook continuously. The punch that erupted from the complete chaotic god-fiend body was powerful and domineering, causing all the deities to tremble in fear. A paramount god, it really is the power of a paramount god. Goddess Shanine was excited. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's eyes narrowed, and a dark beam of light hundreds of feet wide burst out in front of him to meet the attack head-on. Bang, the two forces collided, and the explosion was deafening. They were evenly matched. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor looked very embarrassed. In fact, he had a slight advantage in this attack, but the advantage was so small that it was overlooked. In the eyes of outsiders, Qinyu and the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor were evenly matched. Kill. The deities of the main world who witnessed this scene all changed their expressions. There was hope in their hearts, and they suddenly became excited. Although so far, many upper deities and intermediate deities of the main world had died, before Qinyu became a paramount god, they could already deal with the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. Therefore, the remaining deities of the main world could not be underestimated at this moment. Kill. Qinyu also bellowed as he sent a punch and a palm at the same time. The chaotic god-fiend body was the strongest part of the chaotic god-fiend king, and the simple attacks of Qinyu's arms and legs were his strongest means of attack. At this moment, Qinyu and the deities of the main world attacked together. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor immediately called back the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus to attack and defend. At this moment, he was also using his full strength, and each attack had the power to easily kill an upper deity. The defense of the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus was also very good. But he was only one person, and facing Qinyu and the deities of the main world, he was in a disadvantageous position and was forced to retreat. At this moment. Not good, the secret technique's time limit is up. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor suddenly realized something, and his aura immediately weakened, and his face paled. The enhancement secret technique he used previously had a huge side effect. After the secret technique's time limit was up, he could only use about 60 to 70% of his supreme god strength. It was already very difficult to fight Qinyu with 60 to 70% of his strength, not to mention facing the attacks of many heavenly combination realm experts. Chance. Qinyu's eyes instantly saw through this point. His palm turned into a blade, and divine power gathered. The power of the chaotic god-fiend body was also mobilized, and then he fiercely slashed out. Swish, a black and white divine saber tens of thousands of feet long suddenly appeared between heaven and earth, and it cut through the void, fiercely slashing down from the sky at an extremely fast speed. Ding! In the next instant, this saber landed on the head of the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, but it was blocked by a layer of black lotus light. However, cracks soon appeared on the black lotus light barrier, spreading rapidly like a spider web. With a pung-ka sound, the barrier shattered. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor felt a strong threat. In his weakened state, if he was hit by this palm from Qinyu, he would definitely be seriously injured. Swoosh! The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor immediately controlled the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus to retreat, but the speed of this saber was too fast, and it slashed across the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's cheek. Black blood splattered, and a bloody ear fell off. Qinyu, I will kill you. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor screamed, and with anger and resentment, he quickly retreated. One of Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's ears was cut off by Qinyu's palm. Whoosh! Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor rapidly retreated. Just a little more and it would not have been his ear that was cut off, but his head. Damn it, in a fair one-on-one fight, you're no match for me. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor cursed inwardly. God Fiend suppresses the heavens. Qin Yu's eyes were cold. His body exuded a surging God Fiend pressure that enveloped Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. When all the parts of the chaotic God Fiend King were gathered, memories sealed in the God Fiend King's head gradually surfaced. These were memories that once belonged to the chaotic God Fiend King. With these memories, Qin Yu's understanding of his current power deepened, allowing him to use it as he wished. Boom! Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor felt as if he had been struck by 100,000 mountains. He lowered his head and bent over, almost falling onto the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus. Even the divine source in his body was suppressed, and his strength weakened further. I just used an amplification technique and am now in a weakened state. The situation is not good for me. Retreat. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor made a difficult decision. When he recovered his peak strength, his first plan was to take revenge and kill off the entire Heaven's Legacy race. His second plan was to slaughter and destroy the universe to vent the resentment and hatred that had accumulated in his heart for countless years. He had never thought that he would have to flee after recovering to the Supreme God level. Whoosh, the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus flew away with Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, instantly disappearing. When Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor wanted to flee, the gods of the origin world could not catch up. Even the invincible higher god Ancient God Patriarch could not keep up with Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's speed. Only Qin Yu, who was also a supreme god, could chase after Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. Without hesitation, Qin Yu circulated his nomological laws and activated the power of the chaotic god fiend body's feet. Unbeknownst to him, he had already turned into an afterimage and disappeared. Only then did everyone realize that Qin Yu had given chase. Rumble, a shocking explosion came from 100,000 miles away. The terrifying energy waves shook the origin world. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor and Qin Yu instantly arrived 100,000 miles away and began to fight. Within the chaotic storm, a black figure flew out. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's face was ferocious, and he was incomparably furious. Whoosh, he turned around and continued to flee. He gritted his teeth and thought to himself, I'll pretend to be weak first. When the side effects of the secret technique are over and I've recovered to my peak state, I'll definitely tear you into pieces. The Chaos Extermination Demon Ancestor believed that Qin Yu had obtained the power of a chaotic God Fiend King and was still a distance away from him. As long as he could drag it out and wait for the side effects to subside, he could fight Qin Yu one-on-one and win. Qin Yu and the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor left. The gods of the origin world looked at each other with different expressions. I never thought that this battle would be so bitter. Even now, the victor is still undecided. Alas, it was indeed tragic. Patriarch Su of the Diablo Precantator clan, as well as the emissary and other superior gods, are all dead. All the deities sighed, their bodies and minds exhausted. It's not over yet. We haven't won yet. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor is cunning. Even if Qin Yu obtains the power of a chaotic God Fiend King, he might not be able to win. Once Qin Yu is defeated, we won't be able to live either. The black-shelled man had a sorrowful expression. Although these words boosted the morale of others and diminished his own prestige, it was the truth. They were both supreme gods, but the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was undoubtedly more of a threat. But we can't help. For the first time, Goddess Divine Sound felt that a superior god could be so helpless. If the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was bent on escaping, the higher gods would soon be left behind. There was no way they could catch up. Your Excellency Heaven's Legacy Race Patriarch, what do you think are the chances of Qin Yu winning? The Patriarch of the Ancient God clan walked over slowly. I'll leave it to fate. The Heaven's Legacy clan leader hesitated for a long time before sighing. If everything went according to the Heaven's Legacy race's plan, then Qin Yu would have gathered all the god and demon parts ahead of time and would have had time to adjust and even improve upon his original foundation. His chances of victory should have been 70%. But now, everything was too sudden and rushed. It was hard for him to predict what the outcome would be. But for some reason, the Heaven's Legacy Patriarch had a bad premonition. Something seemed to have changed, Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, you can't escape. Xianxia shouted coldly and chased after the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor at full speed. Xiao! Xiao! Xianxia's eyes locked onto the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. Two dazzling beams of light shot out, one gold and one silver. They pierced through the void and shot toward the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor with unparalleled speed. Under the condition of maintaining the same speed, using both eyes to attack was the best method. The eyes of a God-fiend king were extremely special. When using Soul Dao attacks, they would be amplified. Xianxia was not proficient in this aspect, so he used attacks that were more inclined towards the material plane. In the end, these eyes could amplify the laws of time and space. The value of a god and demon king's eyes was second only to the heart of eternity. They were indeed extraordinary. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor immediately activated the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus to defend himself. He blocked the silver beam but was pierced by the golden beam. A round hole appeared on the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's shoulder, and blood spurted out. Ordinary injuries did not affect him at all. He could recover in an instant. But the attacks of the Chaos God-Fiend body contained the power of primal chaos and the primordial God-Fiend power of the origin world. They were comparable to injuries caused by his destruction origin source and were extremely difficult to recover from. This kid is becoming more and more adept at using the power of a Chaos God-Fiend king. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's face was ashen. Moreover, he did not have an advantage in speed. Under such circumstances, he would continue to accumulate injuries. Even if he dragged on until the side effects disappeared, the injuries on his body would accumulate to a certain extent. At that time, he would still not be a match for Xianxia. How can this be? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was flustered and exasperated. The veins on his forehead bulged, and his eyes were dark and cold. I have to think of a way quickly. Otherwise, I might be the one to lose this battle. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was arrogant but not conceited. Xianxia kept chasing. They were both supreme gods, and the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor had been in this realm for a long time. It was extremely difficult for him to kill the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. If there was even the slightest bit of carelessness, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor might escape and rise again in the future. Therefore, he was not in a hurry. While chasing, he familiarized himself with the power of a Chaos God-Fiend king. Pung, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor struck the void with his palm and quickly tore open a hole. He escaped from the origin world and entered the void beyond. Although there were countless planes in the vast universe, the void beyond was actually much larger. It seemed endless. Comparatively speaking, the myriad races had explored the outer realm the least. It seems like the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor is planning to seek a chance of survival in the void beyond. Xianxia guessed. He did not slow down at all as he also entered the void beyond. Although the void beyond was mysterious and unknown, supreme gods were the ultimate power of this universe. There were too few things that could threaten supreme gods. But after chasing for a period of time, Xianxia finally realized that his guess was wrong. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor came near a low-level plane and turned to look at Xianxia. He smiled sinisterly. Kakik. Once supreme gods fought, the spatial structure of this low-level plane was too weak. The aftershocks of the battle were enough to destroy it. Kakik, you are still too soft-hearted. Can't bear to destroy this plane? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor laughed. In the next instant, the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, under his feet shot out a beam of demonic flame that landed on the low-level plane. In an instant, the Demon Sky Divine Flame burned fiercely. Nothing was spared. The low-level plane instantly fell into a hell of death. Countless living beings died tragically. You deserve to die. Xianxia's killing intent soared. He was determined to kill the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. After the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor destroyed the low-level plane, he continued to flee. His injuries had recovered slightly, and his cultivation had improved slightly. This was the demonic sky god race. Their cultivation did not rely on cultivation, but on destruction. It was hard to imagine how much blood the hands of each demonic sky god race member were stained with. Fiend God Chaos Fist. Qinyu mobilized the power of the chaotic fiend god body and gathered it in his right fist. He used the killing move from the fiend god king's head. Boom, the black and white light twisted into a ball, emitting a thick fiend god aura. It was as if countless primordial fiend gods were roaring and roaring. It was boundlessly domineering. This punch surpassed all of Qinyu's killing moves. Its power was so strong that even the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was shocked. If he was hit head-on, he would be in danger of dying. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor fled frantically. The Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus protected him at all times. In the void beyond. This pursuit spanned an unknown distance and lasted for several months. Even though the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor constantly destroyed low-level planes to recover from his injuries, the accumulated injuries on his body were too heavy. His recovery speed could not keep up. At this moment, he was already heavily injured and could only use 40% of his strength. He could no longer pose a threat to Qinyu. Qinyu already had the confidence to kill the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, but the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor did not give up. He was still struggling. This is already the 23rd plane. My cultivation is just a little bit away from. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor sprawled on the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus. His body was covered in injuries. He was missing an arm and an eye. He had long known that there was a chance that he would be defeated. The chances of turning defeat into victory were too slim. But the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor still wanted to try and capture it. He had hidden his true intentions. Even Qinyu did not notice it. Now, he was just a step away from success. Swoosh, another plane appeared in the distance. The Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus immediately sped up. Don't even think about it. Qinyu scolded angrily. He would not allow the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor to continue harming innocent people. The chaotic god-fiend body emitted an ancient divine glow. Qinyu raised his arm, and a giant arm rapidly formed in the void. It was tens of thousands of feet long and was covered in fiend god characters. Especially in the palm, black and white patterns formed a sun and moon pattern, containing a mysterious power. Boom, as Qinyu's arm descended, the giant arm in the endless void also pressed down on the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. An earth-shattering sound rang out, and a destructive storm exploded. The giant arm instantly shattered the defense of the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus, and slapped it down. Oh no, he escaped? Qinyu saw that the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus had been smashed away. Its surface was dented and damaged, but the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was nowhere to be seen. It turned out that at the last moment, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor had abandoned the Chaos Destruction Demon Lotus and flown toward the low-level plane. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's goal was destruction. He forcefully broke into the low-level plane, and his supreme god cultivation instantly caused the plane to collapse and separate. Boom, the entire plane was destroyed. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's body fell, as if falling into the abyss of destruction. Qinyu even suspected that this was the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's revenge before he died. After all, the explosion caused by the destruction of the plane was enough to injure him. But then, within the collapsing plane, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's voice resounded. Qinyu, do you know what realm is above the Merge Heavens realm? He said calmly. The changes in the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor made Qinyu feel uneasy. In your universe, my realm is the Merge Heavens realm. Supreme God is the limit of the Merge Heavens realm. Do you know that I have been stuck in this realm for 5 million years? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's calm voice revealed a hint of uncontrollable excitement and joy. Above the Merge Heavens realm is the Transcendent realm. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor answered the question himself. Transcendent realm? Qinyu didn't know about this. At least, there were no records of this realm in the main world. Right at this moment, an aura that caused all things in the universe to feel horrified erupted from the depths of the destroyed world. Within the origin world, the various clans were recuperating. This battle shook the origin world. There were countless deaths and injuries, and everyone was exhausted. However, they did not relax. Without receiving news of the Chaos Destruction Demon Lord's death, no one could be completely at ease. Perhaps something unexpected would happen next, and they would need their strength. At this moment, heaven and earth trembled slightly. All the god realm's divine source inexplicably boiled, and their divine souls trembled as a strong sense of unease emerged. Many who were circulating their martial arts to heal their injuries suddenly had an accident. Their faces turned pale, and they spat out a mouthful of blood. "What's going on?" someone exclaimed. The deities looked around and realized that everyone was solemn and confused. It was obvious that no one knew the answer. Some destiny masters began to deduce. Puff puff puff, within a moment, all the diviners spat out blood one after another. Their faces were filled with shock. What exactly happened? We just divined a little, and we actually suffered such a huge backlash. The Diablo Precantator race's destiny master exclaimed. This usually indicated that the target of the deduction was not someone they could offend. No. How is this possible? At this moment, the Heaven's Legacy clan leader woke up from his deduction, and blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. "Clan leader, what's the result?" asked the Grand Elder. The Heaven's Legacy clan leader's hands trembled uncontrollably as he said, "There are no clues. The target of the deduction seems to have transcended everything and is untouchable. Even with this old man's ability, it's difficult to find any clues." The Heaven's Legacy clan was shocked. With the old clan leader's ability, he couldn't even find a single clue. However, the clan leader did not mention one thing. He once learned from the previous clan leader that there were similar records in the Heaven's Legacy clan's ancient scriptures. When the target reached the transcendent realm, the deduction would show such a result. Transcendent realm? How is this possible? The clan leader's heart trembled, but he did not dare to reveal this secret. Within the collapsing world, the Chaos Destruction Demon Lord slowly floated out. He had lost an arm, was blind in one eye, and was covered in injuries. However, there was an uncontrollable excitement on his face. His body was emitting an aura that made all beings in the universe shudder. Qinyu's chaotic god-demon body could not help but feel a chill, and a sense of danger enveloped his entire body. What's going on? He's clearly on the verge of death, so why does he give me a sense of crisis that I can't resist? Qinyu's gold and silver eyes stared at the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. He saw that the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's divine source had started to transform. His star sea had expanded several times, and his god power was also slowly increasing. This was a sign that his cultivation was about to break through. Transcendent Realm. I didn't expect to be fated to touch the threshold of the Transcendent Realm after experiencing destruction on the edge of life and death. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor exclaimed excitedly. Of course, he hadn't broken through yet. The Transcendent Realm was a legendary realm. Even within the demonic Sky God clan, there weren't many who could reach this realm. The Chaos Extermination Demon Lord had only touched the threshold. He needed to focus on seclusion in order to truly reach the Transcendent Realm. Transcendent Realm, the realm above the Heavenly Combination Realm? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor actually. Qinyu's expression was incomparably solemn. He knew nothing about the Transcendent Realm. There were no records of this realm in the origin world. However, the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor gave Qinyu a feeling that he had surpassed the Heavenly Combination Realm and reached another level. At this moment, the divine source within Qinyu's body, as well as the chaotic god-demon body, were greatly suppressed. At most, he could only unleash 50 to 60% of his prowess. Qinyu, victory is destined to belong to me. Although I haven't truly broken through to the Transcendent Realm, with my half-step transcendent strength, you can't do anything to me. On the other hand, I can easily kill you. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor laughed in disdain. Previously, he was fleeing in a sorry state. Now, he had a relaxed and leisurely attitude. He casually sized up Qinyu, as if he was a superior looking at his subordinate. High and mighty, his gaze was wanton, and a faint mocking smile hung on the corner of his mouth. In the end, he still won. Qinyu chased after him without caring about anything else. In the end, what he got in return was failure, death, and regret. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor wasn't in a hurry to make a move. He wanted to enjoy the sight of Qinyu walking towards despair. Why aren't you saying anything? I'm sharing my joy with you. Shouldn't you congratulate me? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor mocked once again. What a boring person. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's expression turned cold, and his killing intent spread. At this moment, the surroundings were pitch black and ice cold. The terrifying killing intent was like countless swords stained with blood, stabbing towards Xianxia. When the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor revealed his killing intent, Xianxia's body instinctively trembled. He finally realized how big the gap between the Heaven Combination Realm and the Transcendent Realm was. Even if the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was only a half-step transcendent, it wasn't something that a supreme god could withstand. Damn it. How did this happen? Everything ended just like this? Xianxia roared, feeling unresigned and regretful. Why didn't he kill the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor earlier and let him touch the doorstep of the Transcendent Realm? The half-step Transcendent Demon Ancestor's strength surpassed that of a supreme god. Xianxia couldn't withstand it. Once the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor truly broke through to the Transcendent Realm, the origin world wouldn't even have the slightest bit of hope. Boom. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor suddenly waved his left arm, and the entire world seemed to have disappeared. Xianxia fell into the endless darkness, and a destructive power filled with killing intent assaulted him from all directions. The surface of the primal chaos immortal body started to fester, and his flesh turned into ashes. Under the threat of death, the god source within Xianxia's body fully erupted. A layer of dark and violent flowing light surrounded his body, resisting the corrosion. It seems like you still don't understand the gap between us. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's disdainful words resounded in the endless darkness. Xianxia couldn't determine the enemy's exact location. Being in the darkness, the flowing light condensed on the surface of his body was instantly corroded and destroyed. That ice-cold and ruthless destructive power pounced towards the primal chaos immortal body once again. Hiss. Ah. At this moment, Xianxia felt like his entire body was filled with snakes, insects, rats, and ants that were gnawing on his flesh. The pain was so excruciating that he wished he was dead. Kakik. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor laughed evilly as he looked at this scene. With his current strength, he could absolutely crush Xianxia. However, he purposely controlled himself and tortured Xianxia bit by bit in order to take revenge on him for the past few months. Rumble. Xianxia once again activated the forbidden energy within the eternal heart. A beautiful dreamy radiance emanated from it. His primal chaos god-fiend body was enhanced once again. His self-recovery ability increased tremendously, and his wounds healed rapidly. At the same time, Xianxia waved his fists. His legs and eyes were also continuously attacking. He unleashed the supreme deity's strength to the limit. The surrounding darkness slowly dissipated. His full-powered explosion gradually broke through the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's killer move. The Chaos God-Fiend King's strength is indeed extraordinary. His potential is so great. It's a pity that from today onwards, the Chaos God-Fiend King's strength will completely disappear. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's gaze suddenly turned serious. He had already decided to kill Xianxia, then find a place to go into seclusion and break through to the Transcendent Realm. Whoosh! Within the void, dark waves swept through, and 3 destructive black lotuses appeared. This was the attack that the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was most proficient in. Now that his cultivation had reached the half-step Transcendent Realm, the might of this move had undergone a qualitative transformation. Pung! The first destructive black lotus descended and exploded. The destructive dark light wave expanded in a frenzy. With Xianxia's speed, it was hard for him to dodge, and one of his arms was devoured. Immediately after, the second destructive black lotus descended. Xianxia's face was pale, but he was helpless. He could only focus on defending. Boom! Another explosion occurred, and Xianxia was blasted tens of thousands of feet away. His entire body was covered in bloody wounds. His internal organs were all shattered, and the eternal heart was exposed. The primal chaos god-fiend body had suffered unprecedented damage, and he was on the brink of death. At this moment, the third destructive black lotus floated over. It was like a flower of death, causing one to fall into endless despair. No! Xianxia roared in his heart. He used all his strength to activate the eternal heart, and the forbidden energy within it continuously flowed out. However, it was unable to heal Xianxia's current injuries. Dong dong. Dong dong dong, the eternal heart's potential was completely squeezed out, and its beating was unprecedentedly rapid. However, death was still slowly approaching, and there would be no change. At this moment. Sigh. A sigh seemed to come from a distant time and space, but it came from within the eternal heart. Who is it? Qianyu was instantly shocked. I am the core source of this universe. The other party's voice was mixed and indistinct, and it was impossible to tell whether it was male or female. The core source of the universe? Qianyu was filled with doubts, but he did not care anymore. Given the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor's current strength, killing him was as easy as flipping his palm. He was about to die, and everything else had lost its meaning. I can help you. The other party spoke again, causing Qianyu's eyes to flash. What did you say? Qianyu asked again. You might not have noticed, but your heart is formed from the core source of another universe, compressed and refined. Precisely because of this, as the core source of this universe, I can communicate with you. As for me helping you, it's also for myself. I can feel the danger of destruction from your enemy. If I don't stop him, this universe will be destroyed. As the core source of the universe, it only had a single mission, and that was to protect this universe. Only when the universe was in danger would the core source be awakened. Under normal circumstances, the core source would not be able to do anything. However, coincidentally, Qianyu's eternal heart was refined from the core source of another universe by the Heaven's Legacy race. The two core sources of the universe had formed a connection. How can you help me? Qianyu asked solemnly. There was not much time left. He grasped onto this final ray of hope. Your eternal heart possesses limitless possibilities. Now, do as I say, the other party sighed again. It's over. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor turned around and prepared to leave. Rumble, the third destructive lotus exploded. Qianyu was already dead. Transcendent Realm. When I break through to the Transcendent Realm, I will be free from all restraints. What can stop me in this world? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor laughed and quickly left. But at this moment, Chaos Demon Ancestor, don't think of escaping. A sudden voice sounded from behind him. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor instantly stopped in his tracks. A look of shock appeared on his face. He turned around and saw Qianyu slowly standing up in the darkness. Not dead? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was shocked. He did not know how Qianyu survived. But the next moment, his eyes widened. Just a moment ago, he felt a trace of power surpassing the heavenly combination realm from Qianyu's body. Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, I will kill you today. Qianyu yelled. His heart was exposed, and a dreamy radiance spread out, enveloping the universe. With the eternal heart as the center, a huge dreamy vortex formed. Buzz, the realm closest to Qianyu's location suddenly trembled, and the origin energy at the core of the realm immediately surged out. It crossed the distance of space and time and instantly arrived around Qianyu, transforming into a stream of colorful light that was devoured by the heart of eternity. Is that the realm's core? You actually destroyed the realm to obtain energy? The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was shocked. Even so, it was impossible for Qianyu to defeat him, but in the next moment, a bright radiance shone in all directions. Countless origin energy of the realm turned into colorful streams of light and surged into the eternal heart. The Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was dumbfounded. How many realms' origin energy was this? How could Qianyu have such capabilities? He directly absorbed the origin energy of the universe's myriad realms. Buzz, the dreamy radiance spread out from the eternal heart. Qianyu felt boundless energy filling his body, and the divine power within his divine source underwent a qualitative change. His strength broke through the shackles of cultivation and touched the threshold of the transcendent realm. Kill! Qianyu roared in anger, and killing intent erupted from his eyes. This was his final struggle. The power he was currently using was the origin energy of countless realms. He was using the universe's energy, or rather, his lifespan. He must kill the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. He must obtain victory. Boom, he instantly unleashed a punch. The fist radiance filled with dreamy colors seemed to have devoured all of the surrounding universe's energy. It brought along an indescribable pressure and crushed towards the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. Impossible. This is the strength of the Transcendent Realm. The Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor roared in anger. He was in disbelief, and fear flashed through his eyes. His current cultivation could only be considered as a half-step Transcendent Realm. Xianyu's cultivation was still in the Heavenly Combination Realm, but he was able to unleash the strength of a Transcendent Realm. The Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor couldn't accept this, and felt that it was illogical. However, what was the point of thinking about this when facing death? Boom. Rumble, the universe seemed to have collapsed. Endless colors descended in front of the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor, instantly devouring the darkness. Puff, the Chaos Extermination Fiend ancestor spat out a large mouthful of blood on the spot and was blasted several tens of thousands of feet away. All the bones in his body were broken, and the divine origin in his body had almost collapsed. With one heavy punch, his injuries immediately returned to the state where he was on the verge of death, or even worse. In fact, the Chaos Extermination Demon Lord had touched the threshold of the half-step Transcendent Realm. However, his previous injuries were still present, and they were already very serious. No, don't kill me. The Chaos Extermination Demon ancestor's face was filled with fear as he felt an unprecedented sense of death. Whoosh, he used all of his remaining strength and burst forth with the fastest speed he had ever been, instantly disappearing hundreds of thousands of miles away. Now, he only regretted not finding a place to break through to the Transcendent Realm as soon as possible. It didn't matter if he didn't kill Xianyu. After successfully breaking through, he would come and end everything. Run. He ran far away. At this moment, this was the only thought left in the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor's mind. His entire body was trembling, and he did not know where he had escaped to. As long as he could escape and find a place to cultivate in seclusion, he would be able to break through the Transcendent Realm. Xianyu only temporarily unleashed the power of the Transcendent Realm. He was still a supreme god. Once he broke through to the Transcendent Realm, no one could stop him. However, suddenly, a cold voice filled with killing intent came from the distant space. Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor, die. In the next instant, the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor saw an indescribably chaotic ball of light descending from behind him. It seemed to be infinitely large, and it was crushing towards him. Rumble, a shocking explosion resounded. The power that belonged to the Transcendent Realm filled the surroundings, and it spread for millions of miles. Any matter was instantly annihilated. Buzz, the origin world shook violently, as if it was about to collapse. The origin gods that were resting on the ground all stood up in panic, not knowing what was happening. Could it be that the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor has broken through to the Transcendent Realm? The clan master was filled with worry. Then, the origin world shook more and more violently. The billions of creatures living here were all panicking. Some even said that the end of the world had arrived. What happened? How could the origin world cause such a huge commotion? The ancient god clan master, black demon clan master, and other superior gods were all shocked. The origin world was their place of survival. Now that there was such a sudden change, no one knew the reason. How could they feel at ease, at this moment? Buzz, the earth shook violently once more. Immediately after that, the gods sensed that there was an incomparably huge amount of origin energy emerging from the interface space beneath the earth. The entire origin world's core origin energy floated out and instantly flew into the distance. What's going on? The origin world's core origin energy has been extracted. No. In this way, the origin world will be destroyed within 100 years. At this moment, the God State warriors who noticed this were all shocked and lost their usual calmness. The core of the origin world was the energy that supported the entire origin world. Now that the core origin energy had been extracted, the origin world would no longer be stable. Even the impact of a battle between two superior gods might cause irreparable damage to the origin world. Panic spread. Could it be that Xianyu was defeated? Is the world about to be destroyed? The black-shelled man's face was filled with despair. How could this be? The Tianji clan master was stunned and fell into deep thought. However, he couldn't think of an answer. Suddenly, boom, it was as if an unbelievably terrifying power had exploded. Even though it was separated by an incomparably long distance, the shockwaves of the explosion still affected the origin world. The earth shattered, and cracks appeared in the sky. The darkness and coldness of the outer space seeped out. At this moment, the entire world seemed to be heading towards destruction. Boom! In the endless destructive storm, the chaos destruction demon ancestor roared angrily, "No! I will not die. I have already touched the threshold of the transcendent realm. I shall be eternal." The earth-shattering roars were covered by the storm. The chaos destruction demon ancestor had reached the half-step transcendent realm. Facing such a terrifying attack, he would not be able to survive. His figure quickly melted like snow and disappeared without a trace. It's over. Xianxia heaved a sigh of relief. The Heart of Eternity was made from the origin core of another great cosmos. This was something he had not known before. It should come from the core of the universe where the Heaven's Legacy race once resided. Xianxia guessed. After all, primal chaos god-fiend kings were created by the Heaven's Legacy race. He's dead. The core of this cosmos sent a voice transmission. In that moment of life and death, Xianxia's Heart of Eternity established a connection with the core of this universe. With the help of the universe's core origin source, Xianxia directly extracted the myriad world's origin power and integrated it into the eternal heart, condensing it into transcendent realm-level power, but Xianxia was not willing to extract the origin of the myriad worlds. After all, this was equivalent to destroying all the planes in this universe and reducing the lifespan of this universe. In just 2 punches, Xianxia had unleashed all the energy within the Heart of Eternity. With an unstoppable momentum, he killed the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. Everything seemed easy. But the price was too heavy. Xianxia obtained victory, but he did not feel much joy. Now, it's time for you to make a choice. This universe's origin energy has been depleted by more than 90%. It can no longer be maintained. Within 100 years, this universe will be destroyed. The voice of the universe's core origin source resounded within the Heart of Eternity. The only thing that can save everything is your Heart of Eternity. Xianxia's expression was wooden as he fell into deep thought. This was something Xianxia had told him when he extracted the myriad world's core origin source. The universe's core origin source did not force Xianxia. It was also taking a gamble. If the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was not stopped, the universe would definitely be destroyed. If the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor was stopped, the universe would still be in danger of being destroyed. However, there was a possibility of saving it. The universe's core origin source did not have much of a chance of winning, but it still took a gamble. Xianxia suddenly spoke, but his thoughts were uncontrollably drifting away. He saw that he should have died, but because of the Heart of Eternity and the sacrifice of his birth mother, he survived. The Heart of Eternity played a huge role in him being able to reach this step. When he met Meng Qingyun in the origin world, he told Xianxia, "If you lose the Heart of Eternity, you might also die." He had collected the fiend god's body parts to stop the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor, and he had succeeded. But the price was too heavy. Right now, the origin cores of countless worlds in this universe had been extracted by him, and this universe was about to face destruction. Everything seemed to have returned to square one, and the situation was only slightly better than not killing the Chaos Destruction Demon Ancestor. No, this was not the outcome he wanted. "I am willing to hand over the Heart of Eternity." Xianxia pondered for a moment and made his decision. "Thank you for your decision." With the Heart of Eternity, the myriad world's core origin source can slowly recover, and the universe's worlds will be on the right track. The universe's core origin source expressed its gratitude to Xianxia. Rip, Xianxia reached out and pierced his chest, grabbed the Heart of Eternity, and pulled it out. So painful. Xianxia could not help but groan. After losing the Heart of Eternity, exhaustion swept through his body like a tide, including his divine soul and consciousness. Xianxia felt his vision darken, and the Heart of Eternity seemed to lose its luster. Whoosh, he and the Heart of Eternity fell through the endless void. But a crack suddenly appeared in the void, swallowing the Heart of Eternity, and everything returned to darkness. Origin world. The panicking gods suddenly realized that the crack on the world barrier was starting to heal. Many heavenly fusion realm experts looked up at the void, and their hearts gradually calmed down. "I feel that, The origin world's core origin source is rapidly recovering, and this world is becoming stable again. The ancient god patriarch's divine sense spread out in all directions, fusing with the earth and the void, and then he opened his eyes. Really? As expected. The world is not heading towards destruction. Voices rang out one after another. Time passed. Another half a year passed, and there was no news about the chaos destruction fiend ancestor or Xianxia. The gods of the origin world waited here for half a year, and even many god realm experts who did not participate in the war in time came here and waited quietly. As long as the chaos destruction fiend ancestor did not die, they could not be completely at ease. There will definitely be a result. The chaos destruction fiend ancestor will die, or Xianxia will be defeated. Yu Lingshan sighed and continued to close his eyes to cultivate. You must come back. Meng Qingyun was worried, and he could not calm down. The Diablo Precantator race, the Heaven's Legacy race, and other divination experts all used their Fate Dao techniques to perform divination, hoping to obtain a result. This time, they did not encounter any problems in their divination and divination. Within a month, the Fate Dao masters all obtained a result. All the guidance of fate pointed to the good side. The heart of eternity, where life lies, the end of everything, the beginning of a new beginning. The Heaven's Legacy race patriarch waved his sleeve, put away a few turtle shells used for divination, sighed, and floated away. He did not have much time left, and since he had already obtained a result, there was no need to continue waiting. As time passed, year after year, the god realm experts of the other races also left. The chaos destruction fiend ancestor failed, but what about Xianxia? The Grand Elder sighed. No one knew the answer to this question. 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. The chaos destruction fiend ancestor's failure had been confirmed, and the traces he left behind were gradually blurred and forgotten by the world. The origin world and the millions of planes were no different from before. After an unknown period of time. I'm still alive? In the boundless darkness, Xianxia's consciousness slowly became clear. He opened his eyes, and there was only darkness around him, and he did not know where he was. He gathered his divine sense and looked inside his heart, and found that a new heart had grown there. I lost the heart of eternity, but I did not die. Xianxia could not help but shake his head with a smile. Perhaps when he was still at a low level, he would have died without the heart of eternity. But when he broke through the heaven combination realm and became a supreme god, it would not be the case. How long did I sleep? Xianxia really wanted to know. In the battle with the chaos destruction fiend ancestor, he used all his strength and extracted the myriad world's core origin, and even gave the heart of eternity to the universe's core origin. He was too tired, and finally fell into a deep sleep. Swoosh, Xianxia turned into a stream of light and flew in the boundless darkness. Gradually, he saw a trace of light. Celestial sect. There was a low mountain surrounded by layers of arrays, and it was heavily guarded, with elders overseeing it. This was the famous cultivation ground of Celestial sect, Martial God Cave. 8 days of cultivation inside was only 1 day in the outside world. Buzz, the entrance of the Martial God Cave suddenly rippled, and a white-robed figure walked out. Martial Nishi, you're out? At the peak of the mountain, a spiritual consciousness swept over. The next instant. Swoosh, a ray of light landed on the peak of the mountain, and a long-bearded old man with a flustered expression bowed respectfully, saying, "Young master, you've broken through to the heaven combination realm?" Yi Luofeng's expression did not change, and her figure instantly disappeared. The next moment, she arrived at the sect leader's residence. "Master, I've broken through to the heaven combination realm. Can you tell me about his situation now?" Yi Luofeng's eyes were resolute. Swoosh, Si Kung Wanli suddenly appeared in the hall, and looked at Yi Luofeng with a shocked expression. "In 1,000 years, you've broken through to the heaven combination realm. Your talent is already top-notch in the entire origin world." Si Kung Wanli exclaimed. He did not expect Yi Luofeng to reach the requirements so quickly. Since things had come to this, he could no longer hide it. Yi Luofeng had broken through to the god realm, and it was easy to find out about it. Moreover, 1,000 years had passed, and Yi Luofeng should be able to bear it if he told her about it now. He might have perished together with the chaos destruction demon ancestor. Si Kongwanli sighed and closed his eyes. This was the conclusion that many superior gods of the origin world came to. Both of them were supreme gods, but it was too difficult for Qinyu to kill the chaos destruction demon ancestor. He could only perish together. The past 1,000 years had already proved this conclusion. Qinyu and the chaos destruction demon ancestor were both dead. Yi Luofeng did not reply. On her cold and determined face, 2 streams of tears rolled down silently. In fact, she had long guessed the result. But she pretended not to know, and cultivated in seclusion for 1,000 years, breaking through to the heaven combination realm. She thought that her temperament had become strong enough, but she realized that it was still not strong enough. But at this moment, a relaxed voice rang, "Master, I don't agree with what you said." "Who?" Si Kongwanli opened his eyes and looked outside the hall. Yi Luofeng suddenly turned around as well, and she saw a tall and straight man. Wasn't this exactly the figure that she yearned for in every possible way, the figure that lingered in her dreams, in the forbidden grounds of Celestial Sect? "Brother Meng, come and accompany me for a round," the Supreme Elder of Celestial Sect shouted. "Not interested." In a thatched cottage, Meng Qingyun laid on the bed, his eyes were lifeless, and he looked slightly sloppy. His beard was already a foot long. "Are you that afraid of losing to me?" The Supreme Elder deliberately provoked Meng Qingyun, but he did not have any reaction. "Sigh, Brother Meng, the dead cannot be revived." "My condolences." The Supreme Elder sighed helplessly. Seeing that Meng Qingyun ignored him, he muttered, "You are still young, it is not too late to have another child." "Who?" On the bed, Meng Qingyun immediately sat up straight and stared at the Supreme Elder. "That, Brother Meng, I was just joking. Don't mind me." The Supreme Elder immediately changed his words. If he really angered Meng Qingyun, his old bones would not be able to win. However, the Supreme Elder soon realized that something was wrong. Meng Qingyun's eyes were not looking at him. The Supreme Elder scanned the area with his divine sense and immediately turned around. When he saw the man who had appeared behind him, he couldn't help but be surprised. "Qinyu?" Half a year later, Qinyu and Meng Qingyun quietly came to the ancient god tribe's territory and appeared in front of the ancient god tribe leader. "Who is it?" The ancient god tribe leader suddenly sensed them and immediately shouted. However, his expression changed and he said in shock, "Qinyu? You? Today is Xianxia's death anniversary. You and I are here to pay our respects," Meng Qingyun said solemnly. The ancient god tribe leader's expression froze for a long time. Finally, he stood up and said, "Come with me." He no longer wanted to pursue the matters of the past. Over the years, he had often regretted his decision, and he did not want to continue regretting it. The 3 arrived in front of a tombstone in the ancient god tribe's ancestral land. The father and son knelt down. At this moment, Qinyu couldn't help but recall a dream he often had. In the dream, a beautiful woman chanted the words of death blessing, which turned into a gentle and loving holy light that fused into the body of a baby. 100 years later, in the Heaven's Legacy race, Qinyu and several upper echelon members of the Heaven's Legacy race flew side by side. "Little friend Chen, your sudden visit is a pleasant surprise." The Grand Elder laughed. "Are you sure it's a pleasant surprise and not a scare?" Qinyu asked. The Heaven's Legacy race had deduced that he had perished together with the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. The Grand Elder laughed and did not reply. "Little friend Chen is really good at creating miracles. That battle back then must have been extremely dangerous and intense." The Grand Elder flattered Qinyu. After a while, the Heaven's Legacy race's patriarch appeared. He was even older now, and his body was filled with a deathly aura. He only had less than 10 years of lifespan left. "It's enough for me to be able to see little friend Chen before I die." The patriarch's murky eyes lit up, and he revealed a faint smile. "I'm here to ask everyone about the realm above the Unite Heaven's realm." Qinyu revealed the purpose of his visit. "The realm above the Unite Heaven's realm?" The Grand Elder and the Second Elder were shocked. They shook their heads and looked at the old patriarch. "Ha ha ha." The old patriarch laughed. His guess back then was right. The Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor must have touched the threshold of the Transcendent Realm. Otherwise, Yu wouldn't have asked about it. Above the Unite Heavens realm is the Transcendent realm. In this universe, the Supreme Deity realm is the limit. Thus, there are no records of the Transcendent realm. The Patriarch explained slowly. It was the first time the Grand Elder and the Second Elder heard about this realm, and they listened attentively. The Transcendent realm. Even in the universe, it's a legend. This realm allows one to transcend all restraints, and transcend the myriad of worlds. Within the universe, nothing can restrict them. In this realm, they are immortal and eternal. This is all this old man knows. The old patriarch told him everything. That's enough. Yu nodded and left. Patriarch, why did Yu ask about this? The Grand Elder couldn't help but ask. The old patriarch looked into the distance with his dim eyes and revealed a faint smile, because he's about to reach this realm. How is that possible? He must have suffered heavy injuries from the battle with the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor. It's good enough that his cultivation hasn't fallen. How is it possible? The Grand Elder immediately denied. In reality, it was as the Grand Elder said. During that battle, Yu suffered heavy injuries, and even lost the Eternal Heart. The Eternal Heart was the core of a Chaos God Demon King. After losing the Eternal Heart, Yu's Chaos God Demon physique would degenerate, and his strength would fall from Supreme God to Superior God. To make up for this, Yu thought of many ways. In the end, he succeeded. Although he lost the Eternal Heart, he managed to create an Eternal Heart that truly belonged to him. The former was created by the Heaven's Legacy race using the universe's core source, while the latter was created by Yu through his own cultivation. They were fundamentally different. Fortune and misfortune depended on each other. Sometimes, losing something wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Supreme God was the limit of the heaven-merging realm. Yu would eventually face the threshold of the Transcendent realm. The Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor had remained in this realm for millions of years, comprehending it in a life-and-death situation. Logically speaking, Yu's talent wasn't comparable to the demonic Sky God race, and he might need even longer to reach the Transcendent realm. However, during the battle with the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor, he witnessed the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor's breakthrough to the half-step Transcendent realm. He even unleashed the power of the Transcendent realm, suppressing the Chaos Destruction Demon ancestor in an invincible manner. All these reasons allowed him to reach the threshold of the Transcendent realm even faster. From the Heaven's Legacy race, Yu gained a deeper understanding of this realm, and his mind became more thorough. After returning to the Celestial Sect, he went into seclusion. Time flew by, and the years changed. After 10,000 years, Yi Luofeng had already become the Celestial Sect Master. The human race was many times stronger than before, and could be ranked in the upper middle of the origin world. On a plain and unremarkable low peak. Suddenly, an aura that surpassed everything in the world was released. At this moment, everyone in the origin world who had a cultivation of middle God and above sensed it. The God source within their bodies trembled, and they felt an indescribable sense of panic. Transcendence. Is this the true meaning of transcendence? Yu's figure floated up. At this moment, he felt that he was above everything in the world, and nothing in this universe could stop him. He had transcended all restraints, and was immortal. The current me can easily step out of this universe and experience the glory of the outside world. Yu had long been looking forward to the outside world. End of the book, end of chapter 1448. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video to support the channel.